Kling just got a major upgrade, and this changes what AI video can do. And it's not just about making prettier clips anymore. You can now describe multiple shots, and Kling can build the sequence for you. And now, sound can be generated with the scene instead of added later. But the real question is whether these upgrades actually matter. Instead of generating random clips, you can think about the whole story first. First, Kling can establish the world around your characters. Then it can move closer without completely losing the character. That makes a sequence feel much closer to actual filmmaking. And that's the difference between generating clips and actually building a scene. One of AI video's biggest problems has always been consistency. Kling is getting much better at keeping the same character recognizable. You can change the environment while keeping the character visually connected. For creators, that means fewer clips that suddenly look like completely different people. And for longer stories, that consistency can make a huge difference. But characters aren't the only thing you need to keep consistent. The same idea applies to important objects in your scene. Now imagine moving that exact object into another shot. That can save creators a lot of time when building connected scenes. The more control you have, the easier it becomes to build something believable. For years, AI video had another problem. The sound came later. You generate the footage first, then build the audio separately. Now the scene itself can carry much more of its own sound. That includes dialogue, ambience, movement, and the little sounds around it. For solo creators, that could remove a surprisingly big part of the workflow. Another challenge with AI video is making everything feel like one continuous story. The goal is to make separate shots feel like they're actually connected. You can change the camera angle without completely resetting the scene. That continuity is what can make AI footage feel much more cinematic. And that's where Kling starts becoming more than just a clip generator. AI video is also moving beyond English-only filmmaking. That opens the door to characters speaking in different languages and accents. And that matters if you're creating stories for audiences outside America. For creators, that could make localized content much easier to produce. And suddenly, AI video becomes useful for a much bigger audience. Longer stories have always been difficult when every clip feels separate. The goal is to make a longer moment feel like one scene. That becomes even more important when the scene involves actual movement. When motion stays believable, the whole sequence becomes easier to sell. And that's where better continuity can really change the filmmaking workflow. The bigger upgrade is how much direction you can put into one prompt. Think camera angle, movement, framing, lighting, and the mood you want. That gives you much more control over how the final shot should actually feel. And when those details work together, the shot feels intentionally directed. That's what separates simply generating video from actually directing it. You don't always have to start with a blank text prompt. You can use a still image as the starting point for motion. Then you can add movement without rebuilding the entire scene. For creators, this can turn a single visual idea into something much more alive. And that makes image-to-video much more useful for everyday creators. Things get even more interesting when several characters share the same scene. The key is making each person feel like an actual individual. That makes conversations and reactions feel much more natural. And when those interactions stay consistent, the scene feels far more believable. For storytelling, that could be one of Kling's most useful improvements yet. Realistic AI video isn't just about sharp images or detailed faces. The movement has to feel believable too, especially when people are walking or interacting. Even small details, like objects, light, and movement, help sell the illusion. When all those little movements line up, the footage starts feeling much more real. And that's where realistic motion can make AI video feel less artificial. But the real question is what you can actually use this for. For creators, that could mean faster social content without filming everything from scratch. It could also help turn simple product ideas into polished visual concepts. And for small teams, that can make visual experimentation much faster. That's where AI video starts looking less like a toy and more like a creative tool. So who actually benefits most from a tool like this? Filmmakers and content creators are probably the obvious first group. Small businesses could also use it to test marketing ideas faster. But if you're only making simple clips, you may not need all of this. So after all these features, here's the question: is Kling actually worth using? Its biggest strength is giving creators more control over the entire visual. But it's still AI, so you shouldn't expect perfect results every single time. You'll still need to experiment, refine prompts, and sometimes regenerate shots. So the best results still come from treating AI like a creative assistant. If you're serious about AI video, Kling is definitely worth putting on your list.